YouTube? Not Team Fairytale coming at you with some Vanguard news. If you've been living under a rock for like the past, I want to say, I don't know when this actually came out because I woke up to this news. I'm on the West Coast, so I'm gonna be kind of later on this, as you can tell by our channel name. But yeah, so Vanguard in Japan, this is only Japan, they came out with a new ban list, I guess, or whatever, limited restriction list, and it's interesting. I'm not really following a lot of the logic, or not logic, but like I'm not really whatever. So they made some changes. They also added some things to the watch list that are on their eyes. I honestly think one of the card that they should have swapped something on the card they limited and the card on the watch list at least. Well, whatever, I'll get into it. So anyway, I'll go over the limited cards first, and then I'm going to talk about them. Limited is now you can now only run one copy of this card in your deck, like no matter what. Starting June 1st in Japan. This doesn't affect us in the US or English playing players yet. I mean, like, there are some situations where we get different things, but for the most part, this ends up happening. I mean, the only time it like there was original things that this happened, but eventually things did but eventually more recently things have kind of gone over. But Odysseus was definitely on another level compared to this card. So now you can only run one copy of Lifros. I think everyone knows what Lifros does. If you don't, Lifros, if you have an Angel Feather Vanguard, Genbreak 1, Counterboss 1, put it and any two cards in your damage zone back to your deck, shuffle, put the amount of cards you put in your damage from your damage zone to your deck back from the top of your deck to your damage zone, and draw a card. And then they also Lisbeth, and her there's actually a reason why she's limited. I'll get into it in a bit. But yeah, those two cards you can only one copy of. As for things on their watch list, TikTok Worker, Nurse of Broken Heart, Tidal Assault, Regalia, and Laurel. So basically, Mecha Trainer is not on the watch list anymore. That means that card is not in danger of getting hit. Mecha Trainer was simply just there. Like I said, Mecha Trainer was just there for the sole reason of the fact that it is the Conroe clone. And therefore you can do things with it. So yeah, Lifros getting limited. I played Angel Feather a ton. Oh my, I've been playing that deck since it came out in English. I've played the deck the deck's never been anything amazing, but whatever. I still love the deck. I still find it very enjoyable. So Lifros getting limited. This is a really weird choice for me. Honestly, if they really want to hit Angel Feather, I think they should have hit Broken Heart. Broken Heart's a much better card. Like that deck lives off Broken Heart. And everyone's gonna say, but Lifros, you can loop Lifros. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, you can loop Lifros and stuff, but I mean, for the most part, you really needed Broken Heart for the Lifros loop to do anything. I mean, yeah, you could add a bunch of cards, but I mean, the only card you really only added a Stand Trigger, which was kind of 4K, so it was kind of bad. But you ran it for the no-seal name. You ran that, and then but at the end of the day, you only Lifros looped if you actually had Broken on the field, because that's when it actually accomplished something. Like the other Stand Trigger that got limited, that loop actually accomplishes something with that, which I'll get into in a bit. But the reason why that card was the better card limit was because the card that you actually used it with was with a what's its name? Was with a vitamin mineral thing. It's a stride unit. But yeah. So honestly, I think Glyphros was a really, really weird choice, because now the deck essentially, that was the deck's offensive power. Like Broken Heart, that let the deck actually have offensive power. It actually let it do things. Because at the end of the day, Angel Feather, their offensive power is Broken Heart. And honestly, I don't know how much truth there is to this, but I totally could believe this being a reason too. I've read on different Facebook groups that people are saying that apparently Bushiroad limited Lifros because that way they could push Rescue, which honestly I can kind of see that, because from what I've seen, from what I've seen from most of the Rescue cards, there's no reason to play any of them. like, at all. I mean, the only card worth playing is the PG, like, that's it. Because, I mean, like, Angel Feather doesn't need to unflip anyway. I mean, you have other things for that. Although, now you're probably going to need those unflipped PGs, because Lift Ropes was how you unflipped. Although, I have to see, see what else they have, because I don't remember. I know certain cards only, like, add face up, and off the top of my head, I don't recall if you can heal your face down damages and all from rescue. But it's so weird to me that they limited Lift Ropes as opposed to Broken Heart, because Broken Heart let you do everything. Not only that, but Broken Heart, part of the reason why Angel Feather was so good was with the Grey One no seal, you could power up on your opponent. You could power up your Vanguard on your opponent's turn. If you had 2 Broken Hearts, you could really power up on your opponent's turn. Like, gosh, you could get an extra 8k, making your Vanguard 19k during your opponent's turn. That's only kind of insane. I mean, I know I've done it, and my opponent, people will just rage quit, like, what is this? So yeah, it's really, really weird that they chose Lift Ropes over Broken Heart, because now the deck has no offense, but I mean, we'll see what they do. We'll see like when they release everything, the Lift Ropes. I feel like I can comment better on that and see how the deck's gonna be affected. I mean, we still have I forgot her name off the top of my head, but she came out with the Celestials, and she's an 8k grade 2. You can on-call Counterblast 1, put a card from your deck in your damage zone, and then kill a face-up damage. I mean, you can still get back to your Lift Ropes pretty easily, and and you can just go Lift Ropes again, and but it's gonna be a lot harder to it's gonna be a lot harder to get that consistently. But people are definitely gonna keep playing more stuff. I mean, yeah, it's 8k, but if you put it in front of a 1000 Ray, then I suppose like it doesn't really matter. And if you have Gabrielle as your Vanguard, it really doesn't matter. Like, gosh, it really doesn't. Gabrielle is such a good card, and 16 G-Zone Stride makes yours... not bad. Like, the fact that, like, they made Zerakale and Blizza, like, those make her so much better. But yeah, Broken Heart not being the limited card is really, really weird to me. Because, honestly, if they had limited Broken Heart, that also would have helped push the new stuff, because all the new stuff is revolving on Gabrielle, and that way, if you want to do the Lift Ropes and everything, I want to do stuff like that, you're gonna need Gabrielle and stuff, and without the no seal Vanguard, then you lose out on like a lot of the damage swaps too, because you can because you get 2 cards in your damage zone from your Lift Ropes. So, but yeah, it's really, really weird to me that they do that. If I would limit a Broken Heart. But whatever. Broken Heart being on the watch list, I think I've more than stated the reasons why that card deserves to be there. Laurel's just there because now they can do Deep Police can have quadruple drive. Like, that's it. Like, that's the only reason Laurel's on there. Like, because they're like, oh, now like I said when Laurel first got limited, and then some limited, and then back to 4. Like, Laurel, the only reason it's there because quadruple drive, and they're like, oh man, you can get 8 drive checks from 1 unit. That's only kind of scary. Tidal Assault definitely deserves to be there. Tidal Assault's so good. Like, oh my gosh. And now that 16 G Zone's a thing, and Aquaforce is a bunch of support, I mean, like, Tidal Assault is just an insane card. It's so good. Oh my gosh. Tidal Assault makes Aquaforce mid-game, like early mid-game even, like, oh my gosh, it's so good. Regalia is there because everyone's freaking using the Blaster Engine with Sanctuary Guard left and right. I mean, so, and just like with Flogel now and all that stuff, I mean, yeah, Blast loses 3k power after you Flogel, but I mean, if you call out with Lou and you have 2 other units there, like, it's still going to be an 18k attacker. If you have 3 for some reason, it's still 21. I mean, gosh, we already know how good that is. And Sith Talk Worker's there because Gear Chronicle's insane. Gear Chronicle attacks so many times. I know I don't know the specifics of the combo, but I've heard from like a lot of people that it exists. The Gear Chronicle can go like +6 or +7 in a turn. Like, it's insane. Gear Chronicle is such a strong, heavy pushing clan. And Surprise makes it all the better, too. Like, oh my gosh, because you can't grade 2 game them now. Although people have been grade 1 gaming, which is terrible. Why would you even? But whatever. Oh my gosh. The TikTok worker definitely deserves its spot there because it's an enabler. Anyway, I guess I'll also go over the this thing. Here we are. The this is like the loop that they have. So anyway, so let's see how I just found this post on Pojo just randomly. Shout outs to this guy who came out with this loop. Anyway, so the combo is dig your entire deck with Fruit Basket, Elf, and Maiden of Lost Memory. Then deny the opponent doing anything by not giving them damage at all. This article states that several times to not give the opponent damage, as this shuts down No CL, Revenger, pretty much everything else in the meta at all. Attack, your rear guard with your Vanguard. Or you can, if they don't call on your rear guards, you can just not attack, I guess. Have very few cards in your deck remaining. Make your deck entirely Cosmo Fairy, Elizabeth, and or Maiden of Sweetberry. So, you have 8 cards in your deck. So you stride Multivitamin Dragon, calls Cosmos Fairy Elizabeth behind the Vanguard, and then plus 2 copies of Maiden of Flower Screen, copying Elizabeth's name. Call another Cosmo Fairy Elizabeth for triggering Bloom, pump with Multivitamin Dragon. Turn them and nothing. Turn B and then nothing else from the drops on the deck. Draw a card. This is either Cosmos Fairy or Maiden of Sweetberry. Call it. Sweetberry calls Cosmos Fairy, so it doesn't really matter. Pump power and repeat infinitely, and then power all 3 of your lands infinitely, and then your deck consists of 5 cards, and since you have 5 stands and 1 normal unit, you're gonna hit a stand. You're gonna hit at minimum 2 stands at minimum, and at that point, I mean, you have infinite power. And the next turn you still draw a card, and you can just repeat the loop over and over and over and over again. And therefore, since your opponent has only 4 no guards max, they can only take 10 hits of this, and since you're attacking 5 times each, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It is insane. Although, they're gonna have the Kagro card that comes out that can avoid that, but even then, the loop isn't gonna be something that's very consistent. But even then, they just don't want an infinite loop that actually that requires almost. It requires some setup, but they just don't want loops in the game. That's actually probably the reason why they pick Lefros over Broken Heart, even though Broken Heart is the better unit. But yeah, we'll see what they decide. What Angel Feather now can do. I mean, the deck was already kind of gimmicky as it is, and now it's gonna be even more gimmicky and even harder to pull off. But I mean, anything can top in Japan. They've had a Revenger Trial deck top it, not Revenger Trial deck, a Diablo Trial deck, just Legend deck, just top in Japan. So anything can top. But we'll see. We'll see what they decide to do. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the restriction list for now. We'll see how how Angel Feather can recover. With Rescue and everything coming out, with Bushood, trying to push Rescue now on us. But yeah, those are my thoughts and everything. This is Natsu /QBFT Fairy Tale, signing out.